Imagine walking into a kitchen filled with the warm, mouth-watering aroma of freshly baked cookies. You pull one from the tray and the edges are crisp, the center gooey, and the flavor unforgettable. What makes that cookie so irresistible? The secret lies in one ingredient: real butter. From croissants at your favorite bakery to the pancakes stacked high at Sunday breakfast, butter is woven into the fabric of American life. But have you ever wondered how a humble glass of milk transforms into that golden block of creamy richness sitting in your fridge? Today we're taking you inside the fascinating world of butter making, from happy cows grazing on lush green fields to state-of-the-art factories churning out thousands of tons of this beloved ingredient every year. Get ready, because by the time we're done, you'll never look at butter the same way again. The story of butter is as old as civilization itself. Historians believe it was first discovered around 8000 BCE, likely by accident. Imagine an ancient traveler carrying milk in a bag made of animal hide, strapped to the side of a horse or camel. After hours of bouncing under the hot sun, the milk would have separated into curds and liquid, leaving behind a creamy, spreadable substance, primitive butter. That happy accident changed the course of human cuisine forever. In fact, archaeologists have uncovered chunks of butter buried in peat bogs that are over 2,000 years old, placed there as offerings to the gods. By the Middle Ages, butter had become a prized food across Europe, so valuable that in some regions it was used to pay taxes. Fast forward to the 19th century, when the invention of the cream separator revolutionized production. Suddenly, butter could be made on a massive scale, no longer limited to small farmhouses but destined for tables around the world. In modern America, butter is more than just food, it's culture. It's the flaky crust of an apple pie cooling on a windowsill, the sizzling base of popcorn at the movie theater, and the golden glaze brushed across dinner rolls at Thanksgiving. Yet for all its familiarity, few people stop to think about the journey it takes to get from pasture to plate. Let's dive into that journey, beginning where it all starts, with the cows. On today's advanced dairy farms, cows are treated with an impressive level of care. These aren't the stereotypical muddy barns you might picture from centuries past. Instead, think of spacious facilities designed for comfort, with cushioned bedding, automated cleaning systems, fresh water fountains, and climate control to keep the animals cool in summer and warm in winter. Many farms even pipe in soothing music, from classical to jazz, because studies show relaxed cows produce higher quality milk. Their diets are carefully crafted by animal nutritionists, blending fresh grass, silage, grains, and supplements to ensure both health and milk yield. The result is a herd of happy, healthy cows producing gallons of nutrient-rich milk every single day. When it's time for milking, technology takes center stage. Modern milking parlors use automated machines that gently attach to each cow, ensuring both comfort and hygiene. Unlike traditional hand milking, these systems are precise, efficient, and sanitary. Each cow is monitored individually, with sensors tracking milk flow and quality in real time. The milk is cooled immediately to preserve freshness and is transferred into sealed stainless steel tanks. From there, insulated tanker trucks arrive daily to transport thousands of gallons to processing plants. For the cows, it's just another routine, but for us, it's the first step toward creating that golden block of butter. At the processing plant, the milk undergoes rigorous testing before it's allowed into production. Samples are analyzed for fat content, bacterial levels, and overall quality. Once cleared, the milk moves to cream separation. Using high-speed centrifuges, the milk is spun rapidly, forcing the lighter skim portion to separate from the denser cream. This thick cream is the raw material for butter making. To ensure consistency, the cream is pasteurized, heated to precise temperatures to eliminate harmful bacteria while preserving its natural richness. Now comes the magic moment, churning. In small kitchens, you might picture a hand-cranked butter churn, where cream sloshes back and forth until it transforms. In industrial plants, the principle is the same, but the scale is enormous. Huge stainless steel churns whip and tumble the cream, breaking down fat globules until they clump together. At first, the cream thickens into whipped cream consistency. Then, with more agitation, it begins to separate into two parts: the solid butter grains and a liquid called buttermilk. This buttermilk is drained off, leaving behind fresh, pale yellow butter. But the journey doesn't stop there. To perfect the texture and flavor, the butter undergoes kneading. Industrial machines work the butter to evenly distribute moisture and achieve that smooth, spreadable consistency we all love. Depending on the desired product, salt may be added at this stage, not only to enhance taste but also to act as a natural preservative. The difference between salted and unsalted butter might seem small, but ask any baker and they'll tell you. Unsalted butter is the gold standard for recipes, while salted butter is perfect for everyday use on bread, vegetables, and meats. Once prepared, the butter is portioned into different formats. Giant blocks weighing over 50 pounds may be produced for bakeries and restaurants, while smaller sticks are wrapped in parchment and boxed for grocery store shelves. Some factories even mold butter into decorative shapes for holidays and special events. Advanced packaging lines wrap, seal, and label thousands of units per hour, ensuring freshness is locked in from factory to fridge. Each package is coated with traceability information so every stick can be tracked back to its production batch, a key safeguard in today's food industry. Butter's versatility is part of what makes it so beloved. In French cuisine, it's the foundation of countless sauces, from silky béarnaise to velvety hollandaise. In the United States, butter is synonymous with comfort food. Think of mashed potatoes enriched with melted butter, grilled cheese sandwiches sizzling on a buttered skillet, or popcorn drenched in that irresistible golden drizzle at the theater. It also plays a crucial role in baking, giving cookies their chew, cakes their crumb, and pastries their flaky layers. Without butter, much of the culinary world would simply fall flat. Beyond the kitchen, butter has an enduring place in culture and tradition. In the Midwest, butter sculptures are a highlight of state fairs, with artists carving enormous blocks into cows, farm scenes, or even pop culture icons. In the South, biscuits smothered in butter are a breakfast staple, while in New England, lobsters are practically inseparable from little cups of melted butter. Across America, butter isn't just food, it's identity. Of course, the butter industry has also evolved to meet modern demands. Concerns about health, sustainability, and animal welfare have driven innovation. Many dairies now focus on organic production, where cows graze on pesticide-free pastures and are not given synthetic hormones. Some factories are turning to renewable energy sources, reducing their carbon footprint while churning out butter for millions of homes. Meanwhile, butter alternatives, such as ghee, clarified butter, and plant-based spreads, are finding their niche alongside traditional products. But for those who crave that authentic taste, nothing compares to the real thing. Think about the sheer scale of it all. A large butter factory can produce over 5,000 tons annually. That's millions of sticks, destined for homes, bakeries, and restaurants across the country. Each stick represents a chain of care, from the farmer tending to the cows, to the truck drivers delivering fresh milk, to the factory workers ensuring every batch meets strict standards. It's a story of tradition meeting technology, of something ancient being perfected by modern science. Butter is one of those foods that feels timeless. Whether you spread it on warm toast, melt it over a stack of pancakes, or fold it into cookie dough, butter has a way of making everything taste a little richer and more comforting. But have you ever stopped mid-bite and wondered how that golden stick of butter actually makes its way from a farm to your fridge? Behind every slice and swirl of butter is a fascinating story that starts with fresh milk and ends with perfectly packaged blocks ready to hit the supermarket shelves. Today we're pulling back the curtain and taking you deep inside a modern butter factory to see how raw milk is transformed into one of the most beloved ingredients in American kitchens. The journey begins the moment milk arrives at the factory. Tanker trucks filled with thousands of gallons of fresh milk line up to unload their cargo. But before it can even think about becoming butter, the milk goes through a critical step: pasteurization. This is where science meets safety. The milk is heated to a specific temperature high enough to kill harmful bacteria, and then rapidly cooled to preserve its flavor and nutrients. This step not only ensures that the milk is safe to drink, but also creates the perfect base for cream extraction. Without pasteurization, butter would not have the consistent taste and quality that consumers expect, especially in a country where dairy products are produced and consumed on such a massive scale. Once pasteurization is complete, the milk is pumped into a machine that looks a little like a futuristic carnival ride: the centrifuge. This device spins the milk at incredible speeds, separating the heavier cream particles from the lighter skim milk. Imagine a giant merry-go-round where the cream is flung to one side and collected while the rest of the milk is pulled away. In just a few minutes you've got fresh cream, the star of the butter-making process. A large factory can process up to 40,000 liters of milk in a single day, all to extract enough cream to feed America's appetite for butter. And with the popularity of butter growing again after decades of margarine dominating the shelves, the demand for this creamy ingredient is higher than ever. Now comes the most exciting stage: churning. If you've ever tried whipping cream at home and accidentally pushed it too far, you've already had a small glimpse of what happens inside industrial churns. The factory churns are essentially massive mixers designed to whip fermented cream until it transforms. As the churn spins, the fat molecules in the cream begin to collide and bond, gradually separating from the liquid and forming butter granules. It's like watching magic happen, except it's pure food science. This stage can take anywhere from 30 minutes to a full hour depending on the batch size, and when it's finished, the result is a smooth, golden block of freshly churned butter. Factories of this scale are capable of producing thousands of tons of butter every year, ensuring there's always plenty to stock the dairy aisle. At this point, something interesting happens. The churning process also creates a byproduct known as buttermilk. Once upon a time, this liquid was seen as waste, but today it's considered a valuable ingredient in its own right. Buttermilk is used in baked goods like pancakes, biscuits, and cakes, adding a subtle tang and a fluffy texture. Nothing goes to waste here. Every drop of cream is put to good use. After the butter and buttermilk are separated, the butter is carefully washed with water to remove any lingering liquid that might shorten its shelf life. This washing step is crucial because it ensures the butter remains fresh and flavorful for weeks. Quality control comes next, and this is where human expertise meets machine precision. Workers and automated scanners inspect the butter for consistency, checking everything from texture to color. Once the butter passes inspection, it's cut into uniform blocks or molded into smaller sticks, depending on the packaging requirements. Each piece is then wrapped and sealed in protective paper or foil designed to lock in freshness and keep out light and air, which could affect flavor. From here, the butter is boxed, palletized, and shipped out to grocery stores across the country, where it will eventually land in your shopping cart. Of course, the story of butter production doesn't stop at flavor and convenience. There's also the question of sustainability. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, the butter and broader dairy industry consume billions of liters of water every year and produce millions of tons of carbon emissions. This has put pressure on factories to rethink their processes and reduce their environmental footprint. Many modern butter plants are now investing in renewable energy sources, installing water recycling systems, and implementing waste reduction strategies. Some even capture methane gas from cow manure to generate energy for the plant, turning a potential pollutant into a useful resource. These changes not only help protect the planet but also ensure that the butter you enjoy is made with cleaner, greener methods. For many consumers, knowing that their food is produced responsibly makes it taste even better. Beyond the factory walls, butter carries a cultural weight that can't be ignored. In the United States, butter is more than just an ingredient. It's tied to memories of family dinners, holiday baking, and backyard barbecues. Think of warm cornbread with a pat of butter melting into the crumb, or a Thanksgiving pie with a buttery crust that flakes perfectly with each bite. Butter has become a symbol of comfort food, and its resurgence in recent years shows that Americans are returning to real, wholesome ingredients after decades of relying on artificial substitutes. Food trends may come and go, but butter has proven itself to be a staple worth keeping around. If you think about it, butter production is a perfect example of how tradition and technology blend together. The basic principle of churning cream into butter has remained unchanged for centuries, but the scale, speed, and safety of modern factories allow millions of people to enjoy it daily. From small artisanal dairies crafting hand-churned butter to massive industrial plants producing thousands of tons a year, the core process is the same. It's cream, time, and motion. Yet, the butter we find on supermarket shelves today is fresher, cleaner, and safer than ever thanks to the advancements in pasteurization, packaging, and environmental awareness. So, the next time you unwrap a stick of butter to spread on toast, toss into a skillet, or fold into cookie dough, you'll know the incredible journey it's been on. From milk arriving in a tanker truck, to cream spinning in a centrifuge, to golden blocks rolling off the line, butter's story is one of science, tradition, and a little bit of magic. It connects farmers to factories, factories to families, and families to memories. And with each bite, it reminds us that sometimes the simplest foods have the most fascinating backstories. Thanks for joining us on this buttery adventure through the world of food production. If you loved learning about how butter is made and want to discover more behind-the-scenes journeys of your favorite foods, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating factory explorations. The next time you spread butter across warm bread or melt it into a recipe, you'll know the full story of how it came to be, and that knowledge makes every bite taste just a little richer.